Hello, sweet loves, and welcome to Willow's book Apothecary. I am here with video 2 of 11 of Florence Given's recommended reading list, and today I want to share with you a couple of my thoughts pertaining to The Art of Frugal Hedonism, A Guide to Spending Less While Enjoying Everything More by Raser-Rowland and Grubb. This was a very quick read. It's divided into 51 segments, all pertaining to a different aspect of frugal hedonism, and I really enjoyed it. It wasn't a Dave Ramsey financial feminist kind of guidebook, which financial feminist is amazing. I'll get to that later, but this just felt like a couple of people laying on the grass like, hey, let's just help people out how to enjoy more with consuming less, spending less. So Florence Given had said that this book was her gateway into minimalism. It encouraged her to get rid of 90% of her belongings and to commit to less. And as a result of that, it brought more joy into her life. So that's her feedback on this book. I can see that. I find a lot of the changes that I've made in my life in the past few years, especially when I moved across the world to Hawaii with 2 suitcases, I really started to develop an intuitive feeling of what is important to me in this life, materialistically. So the authors do set the intention at the beginning of the book, saying that this book provides a selection of tips that dive right into the soft, gooey center of how we approach feeling good and how that affects our spending. And on the next page, they define hedonism. Hedonism is the pursuit of or devotion to pleasure, especially to the pleasures of the senses. What we're looking at here is consumer hedonism and how we can go about pulling back from consumer hedonism so we have more time and more energy to enjoy hedonism in its many other forms. Because you wouldn't really think that frugality and hedonism go together. So here are my key takeaways. First is intention. If you're living your life with intention and you know what truly does matter to you, then it's going to be easy to know where to invest your time, your energy, and your money, right? So if I know that I love reading books and I love fashion, then maybe I don't need to get takeout 5 times a week. Maybe the money that I'm investing in the takeout or the to-go coffees can instead go into thrifting secondhand clothing, or going to the used bookstore, or going to the regular bookstore. This isn't dogmatic. Go out and get yourself a nice coffee every once in a while, or go to the bakery and get yourself a sweet treat, and really make an event out of it for yourself. The second thing that really stood out to me was the concept of community. And this can be approached in a lot of different ways. So community, it could be as simple as, rather than buying a new book, I'm going to go to my local library, support my local library, and, pick up a book. Or I bought too much food at Costco and it might all go bad before I can consume it. And so I'm gonna give some of my extra food to my neighbor or my coworker. Or a personal example, instead of hiring movers for money, I asked my family to help me move, and we got some food together after we were done moving. Or my dad came to paint my apartment for me rather than me hiring some painters. So it's about the people you have around you, the community you have around you, and the resources that they can help you with or that you can get from that. The third point that stood out to me was experiences. Research is indicating, according to these authors, that our experiences is what really brings most value to our life, rather than I went to Gucci and I bought a new bag. So investing more of your resources into experiences is key. This book definitely sits under the umbrella of Transcendentalism, so if you're a fan of Emerson or Thoreau, I would definitely recommend you take a look at this book, because it is a modern take at Transcendentalism, and it gives you practical resources in order to follow that line of philosophy. I have been inching my way through Thoreau's Walden, and one of the concepts that I'm seeing in that book, as well as this book, is that we have become slaves to our homes. In other words, we're buying massive homes and we become completely indebted to them in terms of our mortgage and the maintenance and the upkeep. And if we have a large home with not a lot of people, there's that urge to just fill it up. And I've been there. I owned a very large home back in my late 20s, and there was only 2 of us, and we were just filling it up with a bunch of meaningless stuff. Now I live in a 350 square foot studio apartment, and that's fine because I'm on my own. It works well for me, and I don't need more. I mean, my kitchen is in my bedroom, and my bedroom is in my kitchen, and my entryway is, you know, sharing a wall here with my bathroom, but I don't need more. So it's really about, what do we actually need? This seems like one of the hardest things to pull ourselves out of as Americans, is our homes. There's, you know, the American dream with the big house and the white picket fence. And this book just gently encourages us to why we think that is necessary. I thought this book was great. It was an easy breezy read. It was cute, it was whimsical, and it had a lot of great information in it. So I'm very excited to come back around to see what else Florence Given had recommended on her reading list, and of course share it with you after. I will see you soon. Happy reading.